Welcome to this episode of your Spiritual Business Coach podcast. I am your host, Ashu. I am the coach for light leaders ready to own their fierce self expression and build audiences that trust you with their eyes closed. We do this by integrating feline energy, which helps you both match made in heaven offers and whisker licking good marketing. Now, this episode is going to be a very chill vibe episode because this is the last episode of season 3. Season 3 was such a beautifully crafted season, I would say. The first time I ever put in so much effort, and the structure to it was there's so much structure to the episode and the entire season. I had specific guests and everything. So, how season 3 actually came down to me was I was meditating, I was asking, how do I promote my private coaching container, which is right now called the embodied feline container. This is where we work on 5 pillars of feline energy. Now, if you are like, what are those 5 pillars? I've already explained them all over again in the episode 1, season 3, episode 1, which is what is feline energy and how to use it in business. But if you still need a little rundown, those 5 pillars of feline energy that we work on, which basically is like entirety of your business, of your life, on one place in one container. So those 5 pillars are healing and rebirth, where we work on making sure that the things that you're carrying from your ancestors are gifts, and things that are weighing you down, we can cleanse, we can remove, we can heal those parts of you. And this falls into 2 categories: self-healing, so this includes your past life and your current life, and then there is generational healing. So this is anything you're carrying from generations, patterns around business and money. The second, and these pillars are not in order, okay? It's like a Venn diagram, everything overlaps. One pillar automatically impacts the other pillars. So that is already established. The second pillar you can think of is intuitive wisdom. Let's say intuitive wisdom is where I use my intuitive guidance, which includes channeling, healing. There's also Akashic records, there's also the tarot cards, oracle cards, where I use all of these beautiful things. We do channel sessions together. We walk you through these guided experiences when you're my client, so that we can understand what your guides want to communicate to you and what are the things you're supposed to do in your business, which is your intuitive wisdom pillar. We also have another pillar which is called the energy work or energy management, which is all about the art of energy conservation. This will include literally everything that you can think of in terms of hiring people, making SOPs, which are standard operating procedures, so that you are not in your business all the time hustling away. We have systems set up, we have practices to help you ground your energy. So these are like the 3 pillars out of the 5 pillars of feline energy. Let's talk about more of them, because there's quantum leaps. Quantum leaps is another one of those pillars of feline energy, which is all about manifestation. Now, in this pillar comes working on your limiting beliefs, helping you manifest, getting you in the right mindset, because a cat can jump 6 times its height. So that is the quantum leap you are able to replicate in your business, in your life, with your manifestations when you embody the feline energy. And the last pillar, which I always say for the last, which is my favorite one, is the fierce self-expression. You will always see a cat being extremely vocal about their needs. You will see them not shutting up, and that is what I help women, especially spiritual women, be able to do in their business, to be able to speak up about their offers, about their magic, about their gifts, about the pricing, and not be afraid, because we as a collective, especially people of color, women of color, have a programming of being a good girl. You have to stay quiet, not raise your voice, don't be too clingy, don't be too I'm not getting the right word, don't be too out there, don't be too loud, don't be too outspoken. And that, all of that programming does not really help you in business. So all of that, imagine literally every aspect of your business and life that you could think of is already covered inside my private coaching container, which is the embodied feline. So if you listened to the entire season and you're like, wow, I want to embody this feline energy, I really resonate with this concept and everything, then I invite you to drop me a message on Instagram. Let's connect. Let me show you the magic we can create together. And that when we find something that aligns, we lock that deal and we get on the calls. I coach you, I hold space for you, and we create massive transformations, and I activate your feline energy. Now, these were the 5 pillars, and this entire season was laid out in such a way that there was an episode which was about either me or my clients talking about one of those pillars, and then I had a guest over to talk about the guest that I thought was really good at one of these pillars, and they were not even aware of it. And I would bring them over and I would help them see it, and then they would showcase their gifts on the episode itself. So we did that in this season. Now, it was an honor, a pleasure to be able to give you so much guidance and help you receive those codes of feline energy. And the more I sit with it, the more I receive it. There are symbols being channeled, there's meditations being channeled, there are whole programs being channeled at this point. And one of the things that has channeled through is season 4. Season 3 was all about helping you understand what feline energy even is. That was the theme of season 3. But the theme of season 4 is the activation of the feline energy. So it just keeps getting juicier. So expect in season 4 more of my clients coming on to share with you what is possible. Because one thing that I have heard over and over again is people telling me that they look at me and they say, if she can do it, I can do it. Now I am going to introduce more and more and more people into your ambit. I'm going to show you more people, my clients in my masterminds, private coaching, mini mind, all of them. I'm going to bring them on so that you can see that if they did it, you can do it too. It won't just be centered around this one person of, if Ashu did it, then I can do it too. No, it will be centered around the entire listening stories untold world, that if you are inside this world and if someone else did it, then you can do it too. You will be part of a community. So expect more of those conversations coming on, and expect something really fun where I am going to go. I guess I gave you a teaser of it in episode, I think it's 11. I'm gonna check which episode it was, where I coached live, real coaching call, episode 11. So if you don't know what it is like to be coached by me, you want to go back to the last episode and listen to a live coaching call where I coached one of my clients live without any preparation. We weren't even planning to put it out there. It was just a call that we were having, and then it turned out so beautiful that I said to her, can I post this? And she's like, yes, please do. I want more and more people to know about the magic you create. So that is also something that's going to be coming up in season 4 quite a bit, where we will have more people and more real live coaching calls going on the podcast episodes for you to actually have a taste of what it is like to be inside my coaching containers. And if you're looking at, okay, I want to expand, I am loving this podcast thing, but I also want to start a podcast, I also want to start a newsletter, then that is also something that we work on inside my private coaching container. So this entire season 3 was a trailer, was a taste of what it is that I do, what it is that I work on inside my private coaching containers. And I am super excited for you to jump into season 4. It will come to you hopefully sometime in Feb of 2025. That is the timeline I have been given by my guides. Let's see how much I stick to it. But this episode 12 of season 3 finally marks the closing of this season. It was a pleasure to have you here. If you liked anything about this season, anything that stood out to you, anything you would like to share with me, again, I live, breathe on Instagram. Come over on Instagram, drop me a message, share with me your thoughts about this podcast, about this season, about any specific episode that really resonated with you. And I thank you wholeheartedly for tuning into your Spiritual Business Coach podcast and for listening to this episode. If you're feeling a little too generous, I would love for you to drop me a review or rating on whatever platform you are listening this on. And if you feel the nudge to inquire about how you can work with me, again, drop me a message on Instagram at Listening Stories Untold, and I will see you in the next episode.